I let you down.
I'm okay, yeah.
I'm Tessa Smith with Screen Rant. Thank you so much for taking the time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for wanting to take the time.
Of course. This movie, so I was not familiar with the novel at all. So I was going into this just completely blind. And I think the POV filming really helped me feel like I was experiencing this movie in a different way. So for you, I'd love to know what it was like helping Ramel craft that vision and being in the POV shooting.
I didn't have anything to do with crafting Ramel's vision. Nothing at all. That was all him. That was all him. And I actually didn't know that he was going to do that until I got to work the first day. Yeah. So I didn't have anything to do with it. With that. But the great thing about Ramel is he made this choice, and to expand that idea, because it could be a very limiting one, right? But it ends up being very expansive in how he trusts his actors, and he trusted me, and I'm sure Ethan and Brandon will say the same thing. They felt trusted by him. Yeah.
Well, I want to talk to you too about the scene where Hattie shows up to visit Elwood and she can't see him, and she immediately embraces Turner, I feel like, as her own. Can you kind of talk about what you think is going through her head there? Because it does feel like a conflict, right? She wants to see Elwood, but Turner's right there in front of her. So
I think she's lonely.
Oh.
I think she's lonely. Lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a little emotional every time I talk about that scene, because first of all, shooting it was hard. It was a challenging day, but she was experiencing so much loss and just frustrated, because she wasn't getting answers. She couldn't see her son. I mean, her grandson. She couldn't see him. And forces were trying to pull her away from him. And she was by herself. It was just her and Elwood. Or Elwood's mother had, gone. So they were in it was a love story, and the love of her life was not there anymore. He was there, but he wasn't there. You know what I'm saying?
I do. You're making me
like that you know what I mean, that he's behind these walls and she can't get to him. So she has to, there's so much love coursing through her that it has to go somewhere. And here was another person who I also feel is lonely. And they were kindred in that moment.
Absolutely. Do you feel like you pulled anything from your own personal experiences in helping to craft Hattie?
In retrospect, I do. I feel like I'm now I know that I'm, my grandmother probably was woven in, all of that. I wasn't aware of that at the time, but I think I know she was now.
I love that so much. And then final question, this movie, like I said, I absolutely loved it, but unfortunately it does feel like there's still so much relevance today. So what do you hope that people take away from this film?
Well, I hope that they will be the voices that these children never had. Like this happened in our backyards, and we can decide that doesn't happen again. So I think we are the hope for these children. And we think we need to continue to look at them as children, even though some of them are still alive and they are grown men. But at the time that this was happening to them, they were children, and they had no one to be, champions for them, to protect them. So, we can be that now. We can be that.
That's it, Em. You're doing great.